what more can we say? Birmingham's the team, down at St Andrews, we are lost supporters of our team. We chant of Super Blues, ringing all around, now all you blue boys know what we mean. We are the lads from the Tilton, we'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy following the blues, we love you, what more can we say? Let's hear you.
It is, of course, Monday night. Welcome to the Tilton Talk Show. Here we go all the way through till 9 o'clock tonight. I'm only going to be here for an hour. Nat and GA and Chris are going to take over. We'll explain why shortly. It's D-Day. The window slams firmly shut at 11 tonight and the emergency loan window opens in a week. Is this the right way for football to do business? Bournemouth, they come in with their fourth bid for Damari Gray. This time it's up to 5 million. Will he still be a Blues player tomorrow? Who from Stoke City is going to be featured outside the Britannia Stadium? And will Harry Redknapp be filmed inside his car? The manager merry-go-round continues as Psycho is sacked at Forest, only to be replaced by Dougie Freeman. Blues manager tight draw with a good Norwich side at St Andrews, just under 18,000 inside, and them up the road haven't scored a single league goal in over 10 hours. Chelsea up next for them, long may it continue. As for me, well, I'm at work tonight, got my work clothes on, and I'm painting a pub out all night long, so it's going to be a long old day for me. Morrison out for anything up to 6 weeks, not good news for Blues, and we've given Chris one more chance on the buttons. Up next, Fulham away. Can we? Can we? Can we? Just another week being a Blues fan. As we said, there you go, Monday night, and here we go again, Tilton Talk Show, live, made by the fans, for the fans, with the one and only Mr. Nat Peters.
Good evening.
Our friend GA.
I do.
Villa fan from up the road. And, of course, Mrs. Brown.
Good evening.
Thank you very much. Well, interesting week, and again, as I say, the window shuts firmly tonight. I'm sure all clubs are talking about it up and down the country. Do you believe that it's the right way that football should be run as far as transfers are concerned?
No, I think they should actually scrap the whole transfer windows thing. I mean, I don't actually see what the problem was with the old system. I mean, one of the big things as well that we're finding now at the moment with Michael Morrison, if he got injured, say, in February, if this had happened in February, we couldn't have had the chance to ring anyone in. It looks like we're not going to bring in anyone.
Well, we could through the emergency loan window, couldn't we?
Yeah, but it's not quite the same, is it, as having your own player, or having, you know, it kind of limits you to what sort of play you can get. But I just don't see what the problem was with the old window. I mean, I think, I can't remember which lower league manager was on the telly the other day, and he says, like, there's certain lower league clubs who They rely on selling players to survive.
Absolutely.
And if they've got 1 month in a season to sell players, it creates all havoc for them. You know, prices.
It's not just the month though. It's specifically today that seems to be the issue for me. There's just so much, so much to-ing and fro-ing, and people surmising this and thinking that it just bamboozles me a little bit. That why should football, an international business and an international sport, be run on such a stupid method as this?
Yeah, I mean that's another problem. Teams panic. Teams will panic by today. They will spend silly money on like players that they don't necessarily need or don't necessarily fit in, because either A, don't properly research the player, properly scout him, or B, because they're just so flipping desperate they'll try anything to. And I personally think it's madness that we actually do it.
It shows you what level the desperation is. I mean, with them up the street there, they haven't scored in over 10 hours. Had 5 put past them the weekend. That's just Arsenal's, one of 5 a day. Yeah. And there's the speculation is that they're looking at Ricky Lambert from Liverpool. I think is he 32 now, something like that.
Well, I'm not sure if he's going to head there or not. I mean, by all accounts, he probably won't. But the one deal that's actually today that I think is absolutely bonkers. Hull City are in dire straits at the moment.
I've just been listening to this on the radio on the way in. Absolutely mental.
They've got some striker you'd never heard of in a million. It plays abroad, and apparently they've agreed a fee with him. And then apparently, whilst he was abroad, they've agreed in principle of personal terms. And now that he's actually in Hull, his agents just said, right, they realise how desperate Hull are in terms of they need players in, and they realise how close they are to the January transfer window actually shutting, they're now basically saying, right, unless you give us £10,000 a week on top of what you've already agreed, the player ain't coming. And
flowers in his dressing room and all sorts.
But it's all sorts like that. But players' agents, in a way, I kind of see why they do make it, because they hold all the power in this sort of situation.
Ridiculous, isn't it?
It's a farce, isn't it?
Mental.
Oh, look, I'm going to agree. Look, I'm not going to speak out of turn here. Where the majority of football players aren't the brightest sparks in the book. The majority of them. No, not the majority of them. Some of them.
It depends.
But you know what I mean, don't you?
Yeah,
Like,
I guess
you know what I'm getting
relative.
to.
I guess it depends what you're judging them against. Compared to, I don't know, Stephen Hawking. Yeah.
It depends what you mean by bright. I mean, a lot of them won't be that educated because they don't. Because a lot of the time they would have spent at school. They would have spent playing football, and obviously, most professional footballers, they enter academy at 16, so they're not going to go to college, or they're not going to necessarily do A levels, or go to university. They're going to be playing football from the age of 16 onwards. So many of them won't be that educated. Whether they're bright or not is kind of.
But I suppose that 16-year-old's pretty bright last week when he's copped 80 grand a week, hasn't he?
Like the one at Real Madrid.
Oh,
well, he's got a very good agent otherwise, hasn't he?
It just shows the way that football's gone, though, doesn't it? Really, it's just stupid.
£60,000. Well, 60 grand a week.
No, it was 80 grand a week at 16.
It was something absolutely
stupid.
mental.
Absolutely ridiculous.
Well, it's mental because he's not even played in a proven league. I mean, the Norwegian league, I suppose it's all right in Norway, but it's not one of the world's top leagues, and yet he's got £80,000 a week from playing a few games in that. It's incredible.
Yeah.
But the transfer market in general is just completely out of control. There's no rationale on what a player's worth anymore. I mean, look at the one today. Wilfried Zaha's gone back to Palace for $3 million. 2 years after going to Man United for $15 million now.
And then the Baggies have flogged that guy today for $2.5 million.
He's gone to Qatar or something like that. Yeah.
And they bought him for 10.
Yeah.
Whatever. Yeah, it's just ridiculous. Blue Harbour says Hull isn't a great place to go any time of year, let alone the winter. I can't possibly comment because I've never been to Hull.
I have twice,
I've been to Hull.
Times, yeah.
I don't think I have anyway.
It's horrible place.
And
when it's cold, it's cold.
Yeah, it's one of those.
Yeah.
It's a fishing city, isn't it? It got named European Capital of Culture, didn't it?
Really?
Yeah, it's something like it's our candidate to
was
be the
it after
European
a
capital.
beer fest by the organisers or something?
No, yeah, but I was saying like the only time you get culture up there, you get curry sauce on your fish and chips.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? It's not what you'd call culture.
So I take it you've only been through football then?
I've been through football mostly. I have been once, just
Socially.
in general. Not socially, not
fishing.
Not fish. I had family who they used to live in Harrogates. That's a very nice little town just by Leeds. And for whatever reason, the one day, because we're visiting up there, my dad goes, right, tell you what, we'll go to Hull for the day, see what it's like, because Hull's not that far. It's only about 40, 50 miles. Never again.
No, it's not a nice place.
Yeah, so Capo saying it's nearly as good as Wigan. Well, no, I've been to Wigan, Capo, and
I've been to Wigan.
If it's nearly as good as Wigan, I don't think I'll be bothering to go to Hull.
I actually like going to Wigan when we only ever go when Blues are playing, but it's fantastic. You get the whole town to yourself.
You don't remember the grass bank that we do.
Oh yeah, that's what I was going to say. I haven't been since the old ground.
I've never been so wet and dirty, cold and muddy coming back from a football game ever. Sliding down that grass bank in the stinking rain.
Even through the home supporters and everything.
Incredible, incredible. Okay, so Bournemouth come in for their fourth bid for Damari Gray. This time it's $5 million. I was under the impression that Birmingham would let them. Well, not under. It was like a personal opinion that Birmingham would let him go at about $4 million. When that $3.5 million deal came in the other day, I thought, yeah, it's edging. They're gonna snap him at 4. They're gonna take it at 4. What kind of price would you put on Damari Gray as an 18-year-old?
I mean, I'll be honest. When I heard it was $5 million, I was thinking, why didn't we sell him?
Snap
Literally, I'm not even joking. I mean, that's just. I know he's a talent, but he's only ever played in this division. He's only played a relatively few games. That is a decent price.
Yeah.
That is.
And of course, he's one of our academy players as well, isn't he?
Yeah, I
believe.
Yeah, he's one of the academy players, but I said that is a very, very decent
price
for someone who's cost us nothing.
$5.5 million.
I mean,
so it's gone up to 5.5, has it?
So
Okay.
Actually, it's quite rare for the club to hold on to a player for this long. I mean, in one sense, you think great, but in another sense, you think, well, actually, when does it stop being sensible that you don't sell the player if they're starting to pump money in like that?
Well, I can only see 5 million bids there. So what time did the 5.5 one come in, Chris?
About 10 minutes ago.
Oh, righty. You can see him go in, to be perfectly honest. I mean, Bournemouth desperately want him. Perhaps if they'd not put the derisory offers in the first place, then the business would have possibly been done by now. But
it's the way clubs go, though, and they start low and see. Well, to be fair, you can't really blame them, because in the past we'd have probably accepted quite a low bid, wouldn't we? Because that's what we used to do. We used to be famous for it.
Yes. I thought 4 million. I thought, yeah, they're going to be, seriously thinking about this. And 5.5 million. I mean, look, I'm not going to disrespect the lad. He's a very talented young lad. But like I just said, it's Damari Gray. He's unproven, really. And Bournemouth certainly look like they're going up. As it stands, that could all change, obviously. But 5.5 million for an 18-year-old homegrown piece of talent, I think that's got to be good business. I don't want to see that lad go, because I think he's cracking for us. You know what I mean?
You want your good players to stay, but
absolutely.
At the end of the day,
we've got to balance the books.
At the end of the day, we've got to balance the books. But also, you've got to think, even if Gary only saw a portion of that money, he could probably buy one or two decent players. It's probably too late now, but you could still get them.
This is the problem, isn't it? Now?
But you could still pay. I could still pay a couple of players loan wages at the least. Like I'd be seriously thinking right now. I'd be thinking, great, why don't we just sell him? But
all right, well, we'll keep our eye on it. 5.5 million. There you go from Bournemouth. But Bournemouth seem to be the only team to actually being putting the bids in. So Sky sources understand City are holding out for a fee of between £7 and £8 million. Gray 18 is contracted to Blues until 2016, and the club have offered him a 2-year extension. He's scored 4 goals in 25 games this evening, which isn't a cracking...
It's not a massive ratio, is it? I mean,
4 in 25, including a hat-trick in December, 6-1 over Reading, and has earned rave reviews for his dribbling skills and his ability to create chances for his teammates.
The only thing I'd say there as well is that his contract runs out in a year from this summer. He's got a year left. Now, if we don't sell now, it could be that it's actually worth less in 6 months' time.
Depends whether he signs that 2-year extension, though, doesn't it?
Would it be in his interest to start? Because as soon as he signs a contract, I'm not being funny, but he's doing himself out of any potential move. Because we've got a leeway to keep hold of him, or B, we're at least going to put the price to the absolute max. Where we're playing a bit of a dangerous game here. I'd be looking at that contract and thinking, well, if he doesn't sign, come the next transfer window,
he's a free agent.
Well, not free agent. He's got a year left.
A year left. Yes,
a year's nothing. So we've got to be a little bit careful that we, try and get the best deal possible.
Well, Gray first joined Birmingham as a 10-year-old and has helped the team rise from 23rd to 11th in the Championship table, but has still just made 18 starts for the club. Now, like I say, 5.5 million is not a bad bit of business for a lad.
If we do get between 7 and 8 million.
If you get 7 or 8 million, you can cancel that. You can cancel that painting job. You can go down the drive.
Cheers. Well, Boss Gary Rowett last week said there have been lots of speculation about him. I've had lots of conversations with him recently, and he has never once told me that he is keen on leaving the club.
Well, his agent will have told him not to say that, surely.
But to be fair, managers say that anyway. They're not going to go, well, he wants to go, because
of course not.
Yeah, so he's not. Yeah. But I think,
and it also helps him bumping the price up, surely.
Yeah, I think it'd be. For the lad, I think actually I'd soon actually see him go to Bournemouth than some Premier League club where he just sits in their reserves all the time.
Well, Blue Hobber's saying I wouldn't have thought the top clubs would pay 7 to 8 million, and I wouldn't. Looking at some of the business that's been done, over the last day or so, the 24 hours, some of the names that have been branded around that have gone for 4 or 5 million. I wouldn't put Damari Gray actually in that bracket, to be honest with you. Of some of the people that have gone. 5 million, great for Gray. I'm hoping Blues are looking for the next product in the youth academy to bring along. That's from Blue Hobber. And Chris, evening lads, just got back from Sky Sports radio scouting mission and can definitely recommend Isco. Tell me all about Isco, Chris, please.
I have no idea.
Isco.
That's not me. I presume that's Chris Pugh.
I'm presuming it is.
It's I think
is it a supermarket with a lisp?
No, he might be. I think Chris might be joking a little bit there, because to be honest, he's Isco's probably. I think he plays for Real Madrid, and by all accounts, he's a very good player. So I think he's probably out of our league.
Right, okay.
That's probably what, sorry.
I think he's probably out of our league. He's starring for Real Madrid, so I'm not sure if he's going to quite make it for us.
So, it's more likely Costco.
I know it was something to do with supermarket.
Very good. Thanks a lot.
Laugh at his jokes, why don't you?
I'll laugh at yours when you tell one.
Cheers, all the best.
When does the sports radio presenters transfer window open? I want to ebb in talks with Chris Moyles.
That's a topic for another day and another assistant.
That was Siri.
Pardon?
I don't know why Siri turned itself on and answering the topic about Isco. There you go.
Okay. Siri knows everything.
Siri knows everything, but he also needs to learn to shut his mouth when he's not being spoken to. Thanks for laughing. All the best. Right.
I was
sorry,
laughing
Chris.
in
I've got
sympathy
a bit,
there.
a bit waylaid by Siri, though. I don't know. See what's going on there. That was quite strange. Anyway, so do you think Damari Gray will be a Birmingham City player tomorrow?
Actually, right now I'd probably say it's 50-50.
50-50? GA, what you reckon?
Well, I've just read a report that says Bournemouth have given up, so
And where's that from?
that's on. I'll tell you in a minute.
So that
Express
means
and
it's
Star.
Express and Star.
Okay, that means that Liverpool are coming for 4 million then.
That's a Wolverhampton. That's a
To
Wolverhampton.
be fair, what do they know about Blues?
I don't think he'll be. I don't think he'll be a Birmingham City player tomorrow.
You don't.
No, I don't. I don't.
Okay.
No. I think if he's ambitious,
Well, I should imagine all young footballers are ambitious. But having said that, he's been with the club 8 years. He might even have a bit of loyalty. You never know. You never know. You know what I mean. He might feel like he wants to stay
Loyalty
here.
in football?
What I'm thinking, Chris, he might think, well, if I make this move now and it's a disaster, but if I stay at Blues where I know I'm comfortable, I've got my comfort levels, and I'm getting regular football and this and the other. And then I can go and do another year. Maybe that's 7 million. Then could be 8, maybe 9. I don't know.
I mean, the thing is, things with Bournemouth. I mean, I know they're a much better team than us right now, and I think they will get into the Premier League because they are a very good team. But they're not a big club.
And will they stay there?
Exactly. I mean, they're at the mercy at the moment of one man's money being pumped into it. If he decides to get bored, don't want to sound like a Little England, really, like foreign owners do tend to do.
Yeah.
Suddenly Bournemouth probably heading straight back down the league. So I don't know. He's got a lot. We'd have a lot to think about if we did accept the bid, but I don't know. I think as I said, I'd rather see him actually go there than someone like Liverpool or Tottenham.
I think it's a good bid. I mean, I think 5 million would be good business. You know what I mean? And I don't like to say that. Like as I say, I don't want to see the lad leave because I think he's a cracking little player.
Yeah.
But 5 million at the moment for me seems a good deal. But there you go. Chris, what have you been buying off eBay?
I've nothing.
No, did you lose?
I lost. Yeah.
I see you go up to a whole £14. I saw you going mental on it.
He was sweating.
What was it? A new van?
New van. Yeah. No, exactly for a settee. We've got a settee, but this was a matching chair.
Is this you advertising to our friends out there?
And you missed it.
We got a settee.
Missed it.
And you missed it. If anybody's got a settee out there, could you please put on the shout box what
gotta
colour
be
it is
red.
and how much you want for it? Right, it's got to be red.
It's got to be red. I
Really?
don't want to go any higher than £2.
You wouldn't even get a doll's house settee.
I bought one for £5.
Tight. You're not.
We've just gone from speaking about 5 million.
Yeah, but he's that tight. He squeaks, though, isn't he? You know what I mean? And funny thing is that tonight come 11 o'clock, I'm sure the Sky TV cameras will be outside the Britannia Stadium, videoing the chip eaters from up there.
Did you see what actually happened outside West Hills this morning?
I've not seen anything, to be honest with you. I've been working all day.
Outside West Hills, very early this morning. I don't know who on earth has turned up, but outside West Hills, I don't know who the reporter was, but someone has gone behind him and waved in his ear, shall we say, a toy of
a gesture,
an adult toy, shall we say? Like he's waved an adult toy in his ear. If you say,
he's actually got one in his hand.
He's got the guys. Someone's got one in their hand, and he's waved an adult. Shall we say an adult toy in their ear?
No way.
It's blue as well.
That's vibrant.
But it's that sort of thing. That's the thing. The only thing I'd say about the transfer window is that transfer deadline day has now become like a real key part of the season.
It's become a mockery.
Well, it's an event now.
It's an event now. It's almost like
Christmas. It's like Christmas.
It's almost like the FA Cup third round. It's now part of footballing culture, which is mad, really, because all it is just players buying, clubs just buying players, like trying like mad to buy whatever player they can get hold of. But it's actually now. So I suppose in that sense, it's fantastic for someone like Sky. The transfer deadline day. They'll probably get more viewers this week than the rest of the month put together.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy, isn't it? Eh?
Crazy.
The menu go round still on the way again. I'll just pick up on a couple of these actually. Pick me up on the way, Chris. That's from Capo. And reference Gray leaving 5 million now, and I'd drive him down there myself. You know what I mean, Chris Pugh. I think that's Chris Pugh.
I think it is.
Just take some plastic seats from Vile Park, Chris. And wouldn't surprise me if Stoke come in for him like they did with Butland. But again, what's Jack Butland done since he's gone to Stoke? It's just basically nothing.
That's what I said last.
And that was the warning
That's what I said last week.
Yeah.
You know, he's got to look at someone like Jack Butland. That's why, if he did go, I would actually prefer him to go to Bournemouth, because he'd get a game there. But he wouldn't. I don't think he'd get a game
in the Premier League team.
Most Premier League teams, he'd get one down the Villa straight away, because they're rubbish. But
yeah, but hang on, we all would.
Yeah, we all. Yeah,
There was talking going down to the Badges, wasn't it?
Yeah, but again, would he get in that team ahead of someone like Berahino or even like Chris Brunt, someone like that?
Strong players in that team, aren't they?
Yeah,
big strong
and
players.
they're not even a particularly good Premier League team, so that's the sort of level he's.
It looks like Pulis is having a fair old clear out today, though, isn't he? He's getting rid of three or four have gone from down there today. So
Well, he wants a certain type of player, doesn't he? Though he doesn't mess about when he wants certain type of players to play in a certain type of team. He's not going to just have any old willy-nilly player won't pull their weight. If they don't pull the weight, they're out under him, and that's that.
So going to the manager's merry-go-round. Psycho from Forest gone, sacked. In comes Dougie Freeman. I don't understand that.
No, that was a bit of a striker.
To be honest with Stuart Pearce, if he hadn't been a Nottingham Forest legend and such a legendary player in general, he wouldn't have got the Forest job. In fact, he probably wouldn't have got all the jobs he's got in football.
Yeah, possibly.
He got the England under-21 job on the back of his reputation as the England captain or whatever else, and he got the Man City job.
Good England player.
Very good player, but that doesn't make him a good manager.
Not at all. No,
it wasn't a particularly good appointment in the first place. But then to replace him with Dougie Freeman, that's just like. That's a club that's really smacking of desperation, because the last job he had at Bolton, he basically put them in they looked doomed under him. They were in the relegation zone, really struggling, and for him to get the Forest job, which is a big club, now it seems bizarre, but it's the way it goes.
Capo says that he's not impressed with you, mate.
Well,
apparently, walking up the stairs at Block 6 at half-time on Saturday and walked straight past me without recognition. You are evil, lol.
I'm sorry, I didn't actually see him at all. I'm very.
If you didn't see him, I mean, but if you did see him and ignored him, well, that is evil, isn't it?
You
saw him, didn't you?
Come
on, you saw him.
I profusely apologise. I didn't see him. I did not see him, but yeah.
I don't know why Capo didn't shout out then, at least.
Yeah. So, it's his own fault, really.
Anyway, the Blues ladies have extended their season ticket deadline day, I think, till the 8th of February. So if you want a £30 season ticket, get it before then. Chris Pugh's not with us tonight. I think he's back next week. Is that right, Chris?
Yeah, he's back next week.
And you're not going to be here for a couple of weeks, are you?
That's a possibility, yeah.
A possibility that you're not going to be here for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
It depends on the conveyances.
What's happening, you see, is the Villa are getting worse and worse week by week and going down and down and down, and you're starting to all of a sudden, not come in just so we can, just so we can't have a go at you. You know what I mean? Going to get relegated this year, Chris. GA, do you think?
Yeah.
You think so?
I think so.
You really do?
I do, yeah.
They always get out of it.
They always get out of it.
Always get out of it.
They are the Houdini of the Premier League.
Someone always falls from, like the other year, 2013. I thought they were dead and buried. Then Wigan went on a cup run. It completely buggered up their league form.
Sorry, I'll just go back onto this one. Capo says the last time I saw him, he couldn't walk, so that was progress. You might see me next time. Wear a bright hat, Capo. That's what I reckon. Yeah. So you reckon you're going to go, do you?
I can't see how we're not going to go. Is it? I just.
If they do, Chris, can we have like an end of season show?
What we party
just dedicated,
and
like crackers and balloons.
Yeah.
We'll get Father Christmas.
Yeah, we'll get Doco to come in.
Doco come back in. You know what I mean?
The only thing I'd say really quickly, it's really funny though how all the Villa fans are convinced they are going down, all the Blues fans are convinced they're actually going to stay up, because we're just
majority of phone calls on Radio Woom tonight, as I was listening on the way in, were from very disgruntled Villa fans, and come on, Radio West Midlands, give everybody else a chance. There's more than one team in this West Midlands, isn't there? You know what I mean? There was a couple in from Wolves and a couple, the odd one here from there, but it was all from across the opposite side of the A38.
It's Wolves. It's a Wolves and Villa station, really. Though the Blues don't get much, and the Albion don't get that much.
I was a bit disappointed because it's.
I can hear the violins in the background.
There are no violins.
It's true. It is true.
Oboes and all sorts going to be going off. I tell you what, we will have a sports radio party if they do get relegated.
Oh,
all right? Okay, everybody is invited. Everybody. We'll have it at the Con Club, shall we?
Yeah.
To be fair,
I'll bring a load of kit down.
the party that'll go out, and if they go down, you have to hire out the town hall.
I'll bring a load of kit down, and we'll get
Yeah.
Davo in to video it.
Relegation party.
We've got for about 3 weeks, wasn't it? He's like,
Oh dear! But how hilarious would it be if if that did happen and we did happen to scrape through the playoff system? Hey ho, hey ho! Yeah.
oh, no. To be honest, I'd want to play them at this level just to remind them how far they've fallen.
That's from Ollie.
No, Ollie, I didn't get a match report. No,
No.
I didn't get any match report. So if you want to send it through again, it's nickspall@icloud.com, ICLOUD. Send it through again, and then we'll give you a shout, mate.
Or you can copy and paste it onto the messenger, and we'll read it out. Yeah.
What's happened this week, Chris? We've
Sorry?
smashed the 13,000 downloads.
We have, yeah. It just
Smashed the
gets-
13,000 downloads.
Yeah. Busier and busier.
13,077 up to just before the start of the programme.
Yeah, that's it.
Absolutely
and
brilliant.
there's talk of a potential sponsor.
A potential.
I can't say too much at the moment. But there
Is it Peter Panner?
you go. He ain't going off.
You are on fire tonight.
I know.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, dear me. All right, Nat, you were very close on the competition this week, but unfortunately you lost.
You lost.
You lost. You were about 1,000 out. Your prediction was for 19,312. The actual attendance was 18,385.
Well, I'd like to instigate a stewards' inquiry because I don't think the attendance is not counted. The stewards, the coppers, both sets of backroom staff, you've
Referee,
got
the teammates.
yep.
Yeah.
The
Cleaners.
players, the cleaners, the people who paid on the day,
Yeah.
The season ticket holders that never turned up.
the season get holders that never turned
St
up.
John's Ambulance.
St John's Ambulance,
The worms underneath the...
worms on it, yeah.
The mole.
People that sell the pies, it's all there.
Oh dear. Well, you lost anyway, so there you go. Fulham away this week, this Saturday, and then we've got Millwall on Tuesday at home.
Yeah, I think
We'll just do the Fulham one because we've got next Monday to fill in for the Tuesday.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Peters, score.
I'm going to go. I actually think we could do that well, don't I? I'm going to go 2-1 Blues.
1-2, and attendance.
I'm going to go 18,347 because I know we're taking a few down there.
We're
so
taking
that'll
over
help.
3,000, are we?
Yeah, so that'll help.
Over 3,000.
That'll boost the attendance.
GA.
0-0.
Nil.
Because I'm just used
Nil.
to that scoreline.
Okay. They're your two favourite words, aren't they? Even though they're only one combined. Oh dear. And attendance for you?
Let's go 17,913.
913. I'm going for a 0-2 win for the Blues and 15,986. Chris?
Pardon me. I can't see many goals. I think we may
Open your
just sneak it 1-0. I'll go 1-0 Blues.
0-1 Blues.
And I'll go 18,900.
900. Capo's saying 1-2 with attendance of 18,430 and 18,430. And no, I didn't go to the game on Saturday, Capo. Sorry, mate. Working again. That's my life.
Blue Hoppers put 1-1 with 16,775.
16,775.
Yeah.
Do you think 1-1 would be a good result for Blues?
To put it in generalistic, at the next two league games, I'd be disappointed if we didn't get at least 4 points.
Yeah.
Millwall, who are really struggling, and Fulham, they've picked up since the German bloke left, who was the manager, but they're not a particularly brilliant side. I think there's more than a chance of us getting a result down there. So, let's just hope. I mean, yeah, I'm fairly optimistic we can get at least something down there.
Okay, all right. Well, yourself, you're going for a 2-1 win. Any more predictions? Put them on the shout box. We'll put them down, and don't forget you can win these 3 books. Shall we extend it out a little bit more, Chris, to 300, to within 300,
Within
or
300?
within 500? So we just want to get rid of these books. We've had them too
300.
long. We've had them half the season.
500?
500. Yeah, should we up it? Should we up
We're
the
going to
ante?
get 4 or 5
I
winners
need,
next week.
what I need is a sports radio show of hands.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah, go for it.
Are we going for 500?
We'll be
I'll go 500. 1, 2, 3.
voted.
Yeah, 4. So, okay, within 500, either way,
Yeah.
and you must get the correct score then to win these 3 books. They are still sat on the chair there because Nat thought he'd won them earlier, and Chris got them out. Chris got them out the
He's gonna
cupboard and
get
dusted them
photographs
off,
and everything.
and dusted them down. But then I soon put him down, don't
The
you?
Birmingham Mail here ready to take photographs.
Alvaro saying 1-1. 1-1 and 17,219. Well, there you go. Okay, cool.
All I'd say is, to be honest, if the Fulham game's anything like the last two have been for Blues, I'll pity anyone that does turn up. It's
Fulham
not
ain't a bad side, though, are they?
No, but we've not had bad performances against Norwich and Sheffield. They've just been really boring games. There's been both of them were like really turgid. I think Saturday was just. I mean, the Sheffield Wednesday one. To be honest, if you, I don't know if you've seen the state of the pitch that night.
It was rough,
but it was horrific.
Almost
as
bad as Blackpool's.
It was hindering both teams. But on Saturday, it was just a really turgid midfield battle. Norwich are a team. They didn't seem particularly up for coming at us, and we're a team that's based on the count. But we base ourselves on countering teams that come at us and are hitting them on the break. But you just. I think we sometimes lack a little bit of ingenuity to try and play on the front foot and try and, if teams are trying to stay solid against us, we sometimes struggle to break them down. But it wasn't particularly good games.
Never mind, these things happen, don't they?
Well, it's 2 points.
Not going to win.
Yeah, 2 points.
Out of
Not,
two games,
not bad.
And next Tuesday, I shall be in attendance. By the way,
All right,
I shall be in attendance. I'm trying to get the boys together to.
Yeah.
Get one of them to drive.
Yeah, it's going to be like the Ipswich game. Going to be like the Ipswich game.
I was poorly that day. I was poorly. It was good though. It was a good laugh. I like doing that occasionally, don't it? Nothing going on at BIHL. Seems very quiet this week.
Very quiet.
Yeah.
Shall we just leave that subject?
Yeah, we won't mention it.
Right, okay. Did report on Sports Radio a couple of weeks ago that one of your presenters was doing incredibly well on Super 6, i.e. me.
Right.
I'm now not doing incredibly well. I'm doing exceedingly well.
Oh.
I am actually in position on the whole of Super 6. Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this? This is breaking news as much as breaking that 13,000 barrier, right? I'm in position 3,775.
Out of how many?
2 million, I think.
So do you win a prize for being in the top 3,000? No.
However, Jeff Stelling from Sky Sports, he is way behind me in 127,008th place with 208 points. As for me, I picked up a sweet 16 points this weekend. Not bad at all.
Respect.
Thank you. Thank you.
Much respect.
Huh? I'm always drunk when I do it as well. I'm juggling the midnight six.
To be honest, it's the best way of doing it, I find. Drunk or hungover betting.
But what I
You're
do
sober,
is
you think about it too much.
I put my Super 6 on, and then I check where I am in the tables, yeah? And then I go to play the game for the following week, and I take a very quick snap at the two badges and go, right, okay, 1-2 or 0-0. I don't sit and think about it.
It's the best way to look, because if you sit there and think about it too much, you kind of think yourself out your first instinct, and then you kind of you just think about it. That's how I bet anyway. I mean, I'm crap at betting, I should let everyone know, but that's how I do it.
I don't bet, I don't gamble, I hate gambling. I hate all aspects of gambling, to be honest with you. I'll have a go, like 50 pence in the machine, and to get a couple of tickets out, and you rip them off to see if you got 3 dominoes or 3 darts, and that's about as far as I'll go on gambling. Don't do it.
Oh no, I don't.
I just don't do it.
I don't put big stakes on. I'll put reg. So we say I regularly gamble rather than massively gamble.
Right, Chris Pugh has put the kiss of doom up on the game for the weekend and reckons that the Blues are going to lose 2-1 with an attendance of 17,200 and losing 2-1. There you go. That's Chris Pugh, ladies and gentlemen. Chris Pugh, the only one that thinks we're going to lose.
Some transfer trivia.
Transfer trivia. Let's go for transfer trivia.
There's no need to rush home from work for transfer deadline day. It doesn't get busy till 10 p.m. Just 33 of the 96 transfers made on the last deadline day were completed between 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. That's just over a third. However, 60 transfers were done between 6 p.m. and 2 a.m. the next morning. There you go.
But if the window shuts at 11, isn't that it, or can they continue negotiations after that?
Well, they've got to. I think isn't the rule they've got to get some kind of paperwork in by 11 to prove that the transfers go in the head, but then they can kind of complete it after. I mean, that's how because I think it was Walter Pandiani, if you remember him, the rifle.
Oh golly,
the rifle. I think we signed him after the deadline had gone because there was some ridiculous reason. Like we sent the paperwork to the wrong fax machine or something really stupid like that. But clubs
Not known at this address.
yeah,
or return to sender as in last week.
yeah. But it was I know that happened, but it's been known for clubs. It has gone past the deadline, and deals have only been announced the next morning after everyone's woken up again, and so. But as I said, I just think it's
yeah, because you kind of switch off a little bit at 11 o'clock and think, yeah, okay, that's it, no news, and then you get up next morning and there's like another 20 odd.
But I just think it's, as I said, one about the transfer window. I just think it's just a waste. I think it's just a waste of time.
Yeah, completely.
I just think clubs make stupid decisions, players make stupid decisions. I mean, the only ones that win, in a sense, are probably like the agents because they're making such fat fees every.
I've not heard of any players like just appearing at clubs this year though. That was farcical last year, wasn't it?
Was that Peter Adam Wingy? Was that the one? Yeah. I think my favourite one wasn't Adam Wingy. I think it was Robinho in 2008, and he thought
that's a nice drink. I like that.
He thought he was about to sign for Chelsea. It was only when he got to Manchester and got paraded at the Man City ground he realised he'd signed for Man City. Absolutely incredible.
What did I say about footballers earlier? Hey ho.
And where is he now?
I think he's back in Brazil now.
Is he?
Yeah.
Still looking for Manchester.
yeah. He's looking for Mexico.
Okay, we're going for a quick half-time break. The whistle is on the chair ready for GA, but he's decided to take some of his Bavaria non-alcoholic beer. You're driving, are you? Mm-hmm. Yeah. I take it you're not driving that.
No,
you sat there with your can of Carlin. You can tell this is a football show, can't you? Half-time.
We are the lads from the Tilton. We'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy following the blues. We love you, what more can we say? Birmingham's a team down at St Andrews. We are all supporters of our team. The chanted Super Blues ringing all around. Now all you blue boys know what we mean. We are the lads from the Tilton. We'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy following the blues. We love you, what more can we say? Let's see you in the cup, singing our song, helping and sharing the load. It's worth the pointed roll when we sing together. We're there at the end of the road. We are the lads from the Tilton. We'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy following the blues. We love you, what more can we say? We have a team that's tops here at St Andrews. They gotta give us what we're longing for. It's Birmingham forever, let's hear it from the stand. So come on City, sing this song once more. We are the lads from the Tilton. We'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy following the blues. We love you, what more can we say? We are the lads from the Tilton. We'll support you till We are the lads from the Tilton. We'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy following the blues. We love you, what more can we say? Birmingham's a team down at St Andrews. We are lost supporters of our team. The chanted Super
Welcome back to the Tilton Talk Show on a Monday night, where it is snowing in Birmingham. You can see it on Chris's CCTV, so if you do want to break in, don't.
It's snowing in Solihull as well.
Solihull. Solihull.
I'm in Solihull.
You're that posh, you get out the
Most
bathtub.
people say Solihull.
You're that posh, you get out the bathtub, a piddle in the sink,
do.
don't you?
I do, yeah. Every time.
Right, some breaking news on the transfer market, people. Here we go, GA.
Yeah, Darren Fletcher could have played his last game for Man United. He's driving up to West Brom at the moment to take a medical.
He's driving up to West Brom. Well, he's going the wrong way then, because he's got to drive down to West Brom from Manchester.
We don't know where he lives.
Well, exactly.
And it is Manchester.
All right, all right. Hey,
the fans all live down
stick
south.
up for him, why don't? Just
The
because he
fans
laughed
live
at
all
your
down
joke.
We stick together.
To be fair, that's going to have to be one heck of a medical with his injury record. They're going to have to really
It's got to be done before 11.
So it's it's going to be quite a tight one.
Right, okay, let's have a look at this then. Congratulations to Paul Caddis, who joined the Blues 100 Club with his appearance against Norwich this weekend. Well done to Paul Caddis. Hero.
Probably my favourite Blues
Proper
player.
hero.
Well, for what he did at Bolton alone, you know what I mean? But
I know.
nah, genuinely, the guy is a bit of a cult hero, and he just gets stuck in. Really, really good attacking fullback.
All right, okay. Yeah, go on, sorry.
I was going to say probably Lee Clark's best buy.
Yes, yeah.
Time for outside Blues, I'd probably say he was the best.
Having a little bit of a chinwag in the half time, after the half time whistle. Sorry about my bracelet rubbing against them. And we were having a think on who. And please don't Google any of this, right? Do not Google this. Promise me. Thank you. Who was Birmingham's most expensive exit player? I.e., who did we sell who to? And for how much? And what we want is the top 5. Whack them on this on the shout box now. See if you know who they are. But don't Google it, because that's cheating, and we don't like cheats at Sports Radio. We like people who win 5-0 on a weekend, and that's not cheating. That's winning 5-0. Mm-hmm. So the best Blues ever deals outwards. Okay. What we can tell you is the top one. We'll give you the prices. The price of the top 5: 6.7 million, 6 million, 5.5 million, 5 million, and this was the cruncher. 3.5 million. Those are the top 6 exits from St Andrews. Who were they?
5.
And where did they go? Top 5. Who were they? Blue Hog was asking what are your early shout-outs for Player of the Year.
Oh, good question.
I'm going to put Randolph quite well up there, I think, because I think he's had a cracking season.
Well,
I know he makes some daft mistakes, but overall, I think he's pulled off some absolutely world-class saves. To be honest with you,
you know who I'm going to go for, and he's a guy who was brought in basically to replace Tom Adeyemi, and that's David Davis.
David Davis,
I
yeah.
think David Davis.
He's done a cracking job, yeah.
For 50, I think he cost £50,000. I know I've just said Caddis was probably he's probably the best buy that Lee Clark's made, but I think Davis is probably the second best for the money.
But I'm also going to put this name in then, Shiniesta.
Yeah, well, since Rowett's come in, he's been a revelation, hasn't he?
Yeah.
To be honest, though, it's
Alvaro's saying Pennant must be up there. Well, we'll give you a clue. Pennant is up there.
Yeah, he is up there.
He is up there. We'll give you that. We'll give that one, Alvaro.
Yeah.
6.7 million for Pennant to Liverpool. So we've got the number 1. We want the next 4 down then.
Well, that was a shock to me. That was a good price.
If you give us just the names, just give us the names. We'll just accept the names, only for a bit of fun. Just give us the names and we'll tell you the rest, because we've done the research. But don't Google it, because it's cheating.
That was a few years ago. Wasn't it?
Yeah,
it was. Yeah,
That was
I think he's still got his tag on at the time.
Yeah.
Oi, I've got to laugh at it.
Where's Pennant?
Pennant. Last year, Pennant was playing in India.
Right.
Because he never really happened for him at Liverpool, and then his career's gone a bit down the Swanee a little bit, but good player for the Blues. Got a good price out of him.
I think we'll have to do a Where Are They Now?
What's that, sorry?
A Where Are They Now show. I think we'll have to do that. Quite interesting.
We shall. We'll combine that in with the Villa relegation and Where Are They Now show.
We can have a party when they score.
Come on, then, get them on the shout box, peeps. There's plenty of you out there tonight. Who are the best top 5 Birmingham City sales? We've got the top one with Jermaine Pennant at 6.7 to Liverpool, Blue Hobber is saying Jerome, Redmond and Butland, neither of them.
None of them?
None of them.
None of them made it.
Nope.
None of them made the cut.
How much did Butland go for in the end?
It was about 2 million. It's
2
really
million,
daft,
yeah.
and it was something
Yeah.
2 million.
Crazy.
It was,
What about Redmond? What did he go
Redmond was
for?
about 2 million as well.
Yeah. Which was a steal.
You see,
wasn't
this is where
Yeah.
Rowett's
Yeah,
now
yeah.
holding out for 7 or 8 million.
Yeah.
And perhaps saying to the board, look, no, this is talent. Hold on. You know,
Look
so
at those three
perhaps
players.
that's
Or maybe
what we
maybe the
get
people
for them
running the
now.
club
Oh
on the
man,
ground.
yeah. If we still had them 3 years,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Jerome, Redmond,
Or maybe
and
the people,
Butland.
maybe the people actually running
At
the
the
club on
peak.
the ground. You know,
Absolutely.
no longer you're just grasping for money. So it'll make the difference.
Right, so it isn't Jerome, it isn't Redmond, it isn't Butland, so have another go. Whilst that's going on, there is a little survey you can do online. I did mine through Twitter yesterday, where you can win a 15-16 season ticket, and I think they ask you about 60 or 70 questions, and ask you for a yes or a no, or marks out of 10, and then a little bit of feedback.
Yeah.
So encourage people to do that. Get online, have a look. It is on the Blues Hive, it is on the Blues Wall, so have a look at that and give the club some feedback. I think feedback's important. I like feedback.
Not when you're watching the telly.
We don't get feedback here, thankfully, do we?
Yeah, not watching the telly on the radio.
Not when you're watching TV,
no.
no. But it must have taken me 20 minutes, and now I'm in a draw to win a season ticket, so that ain't bad, is it?
No.
Hey ho.
No, it's very quiet on the transfer deadline then.
It is, isn't it? Yeah.
Very
okay.
quiet.
Blue Hobber's now saying Scott Dan, and you're also incorrect at that one. Woohoo, we've got you on this one. We've got you.
Yeah.
Do not Google it though, Blue Hobber. That is cheating.
Should we give him a clue for any of them?
No,
I was gonna say, I would
clues.
have-
No clues.
No.
No clues, mate.
No, it's not Roger Johnson
No
either.
clues.
No, not Roger Johnson.
Nope. Alvaro's wrong with Roger Johnson. Yep. Come on. We struggled a little
It's
bit there,
nice
didn't
to
we?
know that people aren't Googling now.
Absolutely, it is nice to know that you're not
Yeah,
Googling
well
it.
done, well done,
Either you have Googled it,
bit
or
of
you
fun.
you're just chucking a few names in now, and you're going to go. Oh, it was a guess. Way.
Yeah, it's a bit of fun, isn't it? Really?
Oh dear. Come on, I want some more. I ain't Googling. No, we know you're not, mate. Really, we know you're not.
Just on quickly on the player of the season though, there's so many contenders considering the way they've all played. It's actually going to be quite hard one to pick really because you can make a case for most of them. Like Michael Morrison since he's come in
Yeah.
has been fantastic, and
Yeah.
David Cottrell scores spectacular goals, and even Clayton Donaldson now he's in double figures. I mean, you look at it. I'll be honest with you, I thought he was an absolute donkey at the start of the season.
Is he
but
11
he's
goals?
hit the goal- He's about 11 or
11,
12
12
goals
goals,
now.
I think.
Blue Hobber's saying much. It's not much.
No, not much.
It's more than much.
Yeah, but you can make a case for so many players now. It's going to be a really tough one, I think. But hey ho, we'll see. Well, there's still 4 months left to play this season, so
Yeah.
there's still plenty of time for someone to play themselves in or out the award. But I think it should be
Hasn't much gone? Did he go last week? On
Jordan.
loan?
Yeah, no, he's Jordan Much has went from because he went from here to Cardiff, and then went from Cardiff to QPR last summer. Now he's gone to Palace,
Palace.
which is he's a well-travelled boy. He's been at about 5 or 6 different clubs. He's only been playing for about 4 or 5 years, so it's like he's
You're still a young lad. Yeah, still
Yeah.
young lad. Yeah. Good stuff.
Well, we've got you on this one, haven't we?
We have.
Yeah.
It's going to be a hard one. Isn't it? I mean, I've got to admit, if I wasn't Googling,
Certainly,
if I didn't know
certainly the second one I wouldn't have gotten, to be honest
No.
with you, because Seaman is no Seaman. It's not Seaman.
that.
Seaman.
David Seaman.
Seaman.
Why have we got
Yeah.
these asterisk S?
David.
No, it ends in an S.
S. Don't know.
I don't know. No, it's not Seaman anyway.
No. I think it might be a play on words.
As in, it is a play on words, but I can't quite work it out.
No, mate.
I don't know whether
I think
want
it's a
to.
private joke.
I don't know whether I want to. I really don't.
We'll work it out a bit. We're not clever, are we?
So we've so far got the 6.7 million transfer to Liverpool for Jermaine Pennant, and we're now looking for the 6 million, the 5.5, the 5, and the 3.5.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have got. I would have probably got one out of that 4 without looking. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't get the top. I didn't get Pennant. I didn't get the top one.
No. And I would have got one of them, but I wouldn't have got that price. So.
Just quickly, the reason we started talking about that is I was saying, if Damari Gray did go for 7 or 8 million, just saying he didn't, that would be a record transfer deal for someone who's played 18 games in the Championship.
And scored.
We'd be,
4
I think I'm
goals.
starting to think we'd be mad to turn it down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think we've got. It's nice to keep these sorts of players, but sometimes you got to think the bigger financial picture. And if we're turning down 5, 6, 7, 8 million,
Yeah.
it's a lot of
It's
money.
nearly 2 million a goal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right, I'm not going to do it. I was because I'm leaving in sort of 7 minutes. I'm writing you some bits down that I've already picked up on today that you're very welcome to. Alvaro saying Ridgewell. That's also incorrect.
Yep.
Ridgewell to the Baggies, that's incorrect. A year ago today we were talking about this, Chris, you'll remember this. Wade Elliott was off to Bristol on loan for a short period.
Good player.
Yeah.
Stevie Gerrard donates £96,000 to the Hillsborough charity for the 96
Very
that got killed there. And remember this, I remember talking to you about this. Everton fans were raising money for a sick child to have a costly surgery by having "You'll Never Walk Alone" tattooed on their bodies. Do you remember us
Right,
talking
yeah,
about that a year
vaguely,
ago?
yeah,
I can't believe that's a year ago, man.
Yeah,
Seriously.
yeah.
Kyle Bartley recalled by Swansley, which was a devastating blow for Blues at the time. And we were talking about the Leicester game, the Derby game. Up next, we were talking about Blues ladies, and we were talking about new directors. But we're not going to talk on that subject tonight. We'll get on right off it.
So think about
That
that Bartley thing. Looking back, how much that ruined our season.
Yeah.
Losing him and Byrne, but I think him in particular, it was a massive blow. We never really recovered from it.
So I'll give you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 things there. I'm sure you'll fill out as well. DeGarry is incorrect as well. You're all trying really hard without Googling, and I'm really impressed that you're not Googling.
Did Gary not retire? Did he just
Yeah,
retire?
he
he
retired. He went to Qatar.
He got
didn't he?
injured, didn't he? Did he get injured?
I think he went. I think he went to like Arabia or Qatar because back then, I mean, they still do now, but back then clubs were just paying for anyone who had like an international
Yeah,
caps.
yeah,
They
yeah.
were paying them ridiculous money. So you can understand why. But
Okay, well, I'm going to love you and leave you in about 5 minutes, people. I'm going to leave you in the very capable hands of Nat, GA and Chris. Well, the incapable hands of Chris, because
We should just talk
I
nonsense.
actually did listen to last week's programme. It was, it was interesting.
funny.
But actually, it was quite a good programme. But
Yeah.
it was like, well, you know, I love it when things go wrong.
It's anarchy.
Anarchy,
It was
anarchy in the studio.
I had great fun stitching that
I
together.
bet you did. But it took ages, didn't it?
It did, yes, it did. Good fun.
Oh, dear me. Right, okay, the other bit of news that we got today is former Scunthorpe United winger Mark Duffy, who made more than 100 appearances for the Spireites, has gone to... Hark at me. It's gone to Chesterfield, i.e. the Spireites.
Spireites, yeah.
We wish him well, even though he struggled to impress Gary Rowe after coming to Blues after Doncaster got relegated on the last day of the season. Never quite made it though, did he really, bless him. Hey ho, you know, these things happen, it's football, that's the way it is. He's gone on now, got a new club, so best wishes to him from everybody concerned at Sports Radio.
I think
Couple of shouts.
And okay, here we go. Alvaro is on it on the £6 million second deal, and I do hope you've not googled that one. I don't think you have, because I don't think you're that kind of a person, because you seem genuine to me. Matty Upson, £6 million to West Ham, so that's 2 that we've got now. Keep this going all the way through till the end. Let me know how we get on with it, Nat, when you've done, because we're going to can we put something like this together every week, just for a bit of fun.
Yeah.
Just for a bit of fun, lad.
for sale, no.
No,
good
it wasn't
shout from
Forsell.
Capo,
No,
no,
good
no,
shout,
so-
very good shout.
think-
Good player as well.
I think Forsell ended up going on a free, if I remember rightly, because his contract ran out, so I don't think we got a fee for him at all.
Yeah.
Just on the Mark Duffy, it could be like a good move for him, just to maybe even get some football, maybe come
Yeah,
back in the summer.
yeah.
You never know. He could, just because he needs to be playing. He can't just sit on our bench all the time.
Alvaro's absolutely adamant that he's not Googling, bless.
You believe him?
Loving it. Yeah, as a reminder then, if you do want to go and support the ladies football team, I think they've extended the early bird season ticket offer out until the 8th of February. So
She's fantastic,
it's
really.
30 quid.
Price
Agnes
was-
Brown, check your Facebook. I have a topic. All right, okay.
Capo's got one.
Capo's got one. Let's have a look.
Oh,
What have we got?
sorry,
Okay,
sorry.
that's that one. Alvaro saying McFadden. No, that's
no.
not McFadden.
I think he went on a free as well.
And Capo is saying Agnes Brown. Yeah, it was Agnes Brown. That was the.
Capo.
And it also wasn't McSheffrey either, Capo. So no, sorry about that.
Capo, you missed one. Capo
there.
has got
I've
one.
missed one.
He
Which
has
one?
got
Which
one.
one? Which
Capo.
one?
Second
Which
one
one's he
there.
got?
Capo said Capo.
Oh, Capo said right. Okay, Capo said Capo.
Yeah.
Is correct. Bought him in from Juventus, went to Wigan, 3.5 million. So that's now 3. 2 more to find. And that's the 5.5 million and the 5 million. And the 5 million one, I definitely wouldn't have got that one. I definitely wouldn't have got that one. I think I'd have got the 5.5 million. That might have been
I'm surprised
one
the
of the only ones.
5.5 million one hasn't been got, because that was quite
Yeah.
a big deal at the time. I'm surprised. The 5 million, I admit, I would never have got it in a million years. It was
Right,
incredible.
okay. Right, post. I would just like to send a message to West Bromwich Albion. I've had a thought over the past couple of weeks and done some studies on my football club. This is from Capo, I think, is it?
Yep.
Yeah. Basing only on the fact on how you've played against the Blues, how the supporters of the club can think they're brilliant defeats defeats my mind. The way Baggies sing and shout about being the best, etc., in all you need to face the fact that you are more likely to get outplayed overall during 90 minutes. I will hold my hands up and say for the first 25 minutes against us, you outplayed us, but for the rest, I have to admit that we did outplay you. As for the supporters, who I know for a fact do say they have the best support ever for a derby against the Blues, the only outbreak of songs were after you scored in the 95th minute. Feel free to leave your thoughts, but I'm tight with my opinion. God bless, keep right on. A few little typos in there which I had to manage my way through with.
Good bit of abbreviation.
Yeah. Okay, Heskey, Blue Hobber. Heskey was the 5.5 million sale to Wigan. Correct. Well done, Blue Hobber. Capo saying Gardner, incorrect. McSheffrey is also incorrect. We've got one more to find. 5 million. 5 million. There you go. Right. I'm going to hit the road, lovelies. Have yourselves a great week. I've got a whole pub bar to paint tonight. So I'm going to go and get myself some time. We just get a flask. And then I've got about another 15 or so miles to travel after I've got home. To get there, so I'm going to leave you in the capable hands of the rest of the team. They're a marvellous bunch. I love coming here on a Monday, people. I do. Nat, you winked at me.
Yeah.
You did. No.
love you.
The second time you winked at me, you didn't wink at me like you did the first time. It was a nice wink. I can't wait to listen back to this tomorrow.
Winking on the radio.
All right then, there's some jobs for you.
We're back in 3 minutes.
We are the lads from the Tilton. We'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy following the Blues. We love you, what more can we say? Birmingham's the team, down at St Andrews. We are all supporters of our team. We chant the Super Blues, ringing all around. Now all you blue boys know what we mean. We are the lads from the Tilton. We'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy following the Blues. We love you, what more can we say? Let's hear you in the pub, singing in our song, helping and sharing the load. It's worth the pointed roll when we sing together. We're there at the end of the road. We are the lads from the Tilton. We'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy following the Blues. We love you, what more can we say? We have a team that's tops here at St Andrews. They gotta give us what we're longing for. It's Birmingham forever, let's hear it from the stand. So come on City, sing this song once more. We are the lads from the Tilton. We'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy following the Blues. We love you, what more can we say? We are the lads from the Tilton. We'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy following the Blues. We love you, what more can we say?
And welcome back to the Tilton Talk Show. And I'm just
Not again.
yes, that was a good start. So we're still looking for that final player. Capo says Granger, and no, it isn't.
Should we give him a slight clue? Because I think it's quite a tough one.
Well,
I've got a clue that wouldn't
not
be
yet.
too much short. Not yet.
No, not yet. No, not yet. It'll also be a test.
Let them sweat for a little
yeah,
bit.
let them sweat. And please, no googling. Right. So we're at 11th. Can we hold on to 11th place?
Or even move up the table. As I said about the Norwich and the Sheffield Wednesday games, whilst we are very solid, I think sometimes if an opposition team is solid enough, we struggle to break them down.
Yep.
I think over the last two games there's been a lack of chances on both sides. It's been two really turgid affairs. I just think, I just really think, you know, we've just got to accept where we are at the moment. 2 points, it's not a bad 2 points. The only thing I would say, sometimes I think Gary Wright could be a bit more flexible. I think he made changes, like for example, he made changes on Saturday, but he stuck with the same formation, which was 4-2-3-1. But he just switched, like he just shifted the personnel around a little bit. Like he started Gray inside, to start off with, and then he basically started Lloyd Dyer on the left. Then his subs were, right, I'm going to change it around. I'm going to put Gray wide left, and then put Shinnie inside, and then he made a straight swap for Zigic for Donaldson. Whereas I think sometimes we could go to like a 4-4-2 and put two strikers on. It's two out and out strikers.
Do you think it's in the back of his mind and he's thinking, I can't really change. I don't want to change too much, or else, you know.
Yeah, I suppose so. And another thing as well, he's probably thinking, well, we got the point. Do you want to risk it needlessly by, you know, by Tracy taking a man out of the midfield? But sometimes I was just looking at Norwich on Saturday, and they were very comfortable against, because they weren't really attacking us, and they were very comfortable against what we were doing and the shape we were in. And I just think, if you just brought Zigic and Thomas on, for example, it's two. Well, Zigic is a big, you know, everyone knows what Zigic is, and Thomas is very direct, very pacey, and it would just been something different to throw at him. Especially as the game towards the end, because it was so turgid, all we were doing was thumping balls forward anyway. To have two big blokes on like that, it could have caused a few problems. But then again, you can't complain with what's gone on so far, can you? So
what sort of? I'm presuming Redmond played, because I wasn't there.
Yeah, both of them played. Redmond and
reception, good reception. Was
he did. They both did. They both did get applause, but there were a few boos.
Really?
And there were a few, and it was audible. It wasn't just the odd blow. It was actually audible.
Surprised.
I couldn't believe it. You know, I mean, there were two players. They did a good job for Blues.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't particularly rate Cameron Jerome, but he got a few important goals and he tried his best. And Redmond is probably the most exciting player we've produced since Trevor Francis at the time. Maybe people might say that Damari Gray's now ahead of him. I don't know. That's down to personal opinion. But Redmond was another good player. Neither of them disrespected the club. To be honest, I get the impression that both, even if they wanted to stay, would have been told to go. You can't boo them. They're two of our own, basically. There was no need for it, really.
More so Redmond, you know. I mean, he's still a blue. He's still a blue.
There's no need for it. But then again, last week as well, the Albion game, people were booing Craig Gardner. Now, I kind of understand that a little bit more because he's meant to be a Blues fan and he said, you know, I want to go Sunderland. But I think that was taken out of context what he said a little bit at the time. But even I don't see the point in booing players like that who've done a good job for the club. Save your boos for the players that, you know, didn't really give a toss when they played for. Like when Nicky Butt used to come down for Newcastle, he played for several times for Deaf Blues. He got pelters, and rightly so, because he was garbage and he just didn't give a toss. Yeah, someone like that. But you know, players like that, Jerome and Redmond, they don't deserve getting.
I'm trying to think of some of the players that we've had back and that have come back and we've given them a
Roger Johnson.
Hard time.
Roger Johnson.
Yeah.
Oh, actually no. I remember Savage. Every time Savage played at Blues, he got abused.
Well, I mean, with Savage, he got abused wherever he went.
Yeah, but I think it was always a little bit more like with an edge with it after.
It's a shame, really. I know. He left on strange terms, but I mean, he's the sort of player you want in your team, don't you?
Great. I think
those Villa derbies.
I think Blues fans have softened to him now a little bit. Now that he's playing days, I think they're actually. You see the comments he gets on Twitter. They're generally actually pretty favourable towards him. People have softened towards Savage. What's up?
Just have we got another guest, Clinton Morrison?
Nope.
I'm gonna, see, I gave a clue there. You see, I put an M. You know,
don't give them any more.
No more clues.
Let them sweat for 10 minutes at least.
You're just out of the wrong era. By a couple of years, maybe.
Does Chris understand?
No, sorry, I can't. Yeah, Blue Arbor says that Savage still hates the Villa.
Which is absolutely true. Probably helps. But I think with Savage out is ironic because every time he got abused, I mean, he used to thrive off abuse. I've never seen a player like. I mean, people say that players actually like abuse. It Spurs once played, but he absolutely loved it. You could tell how much he actually loved it. He used to like. I mean, I remember when he used to get like stuff thrown at him, people booing him, saying he used to wave and laugh at the crowd. You're thinking
he knew how to wind. He make you laugh,
but you knew what he was doing.
Well, that was how he did it. He knew how to wind players up and fans.
Well, that was his main. That was probably like his big job on the pitch rather than play football. Just wind people up and annoy people.
Yeah. But you'd want him in your team, wouldn't you?
Yeah. he was a good player for Blues.
Yeah, I can't think of anybody else who's come back, and we've
Roger Johnson.
Roger Johnson,
Nicky
yeah.
Butt got
Nicky
a
Butt,
fair bit. McLeish, if you're going to count managers, McLeish got a
Yeah.
hell of a lot of stick.
That's right. Oh God, yeah. Let's have a look at Nick's list. Oh, the honeymoon period.
The
Nick's-
honeypoo.
The honeypoo. Yeah, you know what? I was mildly surprised actually about the gate on Saturday. I
The
think it was a
17th.
bit more than I thought it was going to be for Norwich. I mean, did they bring many?
Norwich brought a good crowd. Norwich brought about
Oh, did they?
2,000 odd, yeah.
Oh, right.
Which made it hell, because I was in the Cricketers' Arms before the game, and usually the Cricketers actually fairly quiet, but because they're the only pub around the ground that lets away fans in, Saturday it was heaving. You couldn't move anywhere, but but Norwich, all credit to them. I think when we went there early in the season, we took about 400. They brought about 2,000 to our place, which is a good turnout. But it's a long way. It's a long way from.
Always
Norwich.
used to be a good away game, that did as well in Norwich. Norwich. I remember years and years ago, it used to be the game that you took thousands to.
Yeah, I mean, we were. As I said, it was just a very turgid affair. But hey ho, we'll move on. Got
Yeah.
Fulham on Saturday.
Yeah, and Blue, I would just say he always associates Savage with the headbutting by Dublin. Yeah.
Oh God, yeah. But I tell you what, Savage knew what he was doing that night, didn't he? And he knew what he was. But I actually blame Dublin. I mean, I don't know if you ever watched that.
I've seen it
incident.
lots of times,
Like
yeah.
that tackle from Dublin in the first place was probably a sending off offence in itself.
Yeah, yeah.
And then if he reacts, it's his own fault, really, isn't it?
Yeah, some fan. It was an Oscar. It was an Oscar in the ring, wasn't it, with
Yeah.
Savage. It was fantastic.
Yeah. With regards to the crowds, I mean, so Norwich have brought a few, so it's a shame it didn't really hit 19, 20, because that would have been 17, 18,000 Blues fans. But don't know, maybe they just maybe the novelty of having a new manager and all that's starting to wear off a little bit, because
I think so.
yeah,
I think it'll bottom out. I think that's.
yeah.
I think the benchmark is probably about 16 and a half, and I think 17. I don't think we're going
Unless
to
you have a massive rise up the table, I can't see
No.
that at this stage.
You know what? I don't think it'll prove that much even if we did. I think we might go 19.
If we were about to reach the playoffs or looking to reach the playoffs, if that's a big if, you know, I think the crowds will go up then, because big games and
Yeah.
the Albion game proves what sort of crowds we could have.
Yeah.
So, you know, but yeah, I don't think the honeymoon period probably is over now, but it's still having a decent enough season for where we were. Can't complain.
Yeah. So we don't think it's we think the honeymoon period is we're still in the honeymoon period.
I'd probably say it's just about over. I mean, but still.
When was our last win? We had 3 games.
Wigan at home, wasn't it? Because because we've drawn with Leeds, we haven't lost. It's 3 draws, which isn't bad.
Yeah.
Two draws away from home as well.
Mhm.
So that's not bad going. That's not horrific.
Yeah.
We're just holding steady, which is, to be honest, exactly what we need to do.
And I think if after the Bournemouth game, I think we'd have given anything to be in this position.
Exactly, like drawing 3 games on the trot.
Yeah.
You know, just thank the Lord for our little mercies sometimes. You know what I mean? Just don't.
Yeah.
Just don't get ahead of yourselves. At the end of the day, if we finish mid-table, it's a fantastic season.
Yeah. And Morrison out for up to 4 to 6 weeks. I think that's going to be a bit of a blow.
Which is bad news. I mean, Spector's played well in the 2 games he's played at centre half, but how long can you rely on him staying fit for? Because he's, I mean, to put it into context, if he was a racehorse, he'd have been shot by now.
Yeah.
He gets that many injuries.
That's right. He's getting on a bit now. He's got to be getting on.
I don't know what his age is, but as I said, he's just struggling with injuries. And then the only other bloke we've really got who plays centre half is Robber, and he's 36. I mean, Gary Rowett made the decision to let go Grant Hall, said David could go out on loan. Looking back now, if he'd known that Morrison would get injured, would he have let them both go? Probably not. He's still got a few hours to bring someone in, but by the looks of things, we're not going to bring anyone in, so we're a bit light now at centre half. It's a little bit of a worry.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
do you ever go on that Sarah Gold pot of gold?
I have a few times. It's one of them. If you're on Twitter and like you just happen to see it, you will retweet it. But it's not something because to be honest, I've never ever won one of them competitions.
No.
Raffles,
You didn't even win
prize
ours, did you?
draws. But no, exactly. I didn't even win ours. And I thought I had so I don't win these sorts of competitions. So it just seems pointless for me entering.
Yeah,
Sometimes.
And people have still not got our last player, have they?
Nope.
I
Still
think
not
it's time to give them
I've got a
Go on, give a really good clue.
This player, when he left Blues, He went to the north. He went to a club in the northwest. So it begins with him, and he went to a club in the northwest.
And not one of the most.
And not one of the
Not one of the big ones.
Glamorous.
Not one of the big ones either. Someone's just said, like, remember Jonathan Grimes would go to centre half and Hancock Sang go to left back. Yeah, I mean, but then again, Jonathan Grimes has done well at left back. Do you really want him shifting around the back four? And then, to be honest, then if Jonathan Spector gets injured, we've got like back four with 3 of them left-footed players. I don't particularly like that.
No.
As I said, I just hope we can bring in another centre half. And Capo says David. I think it's Murphy. Is that David Murphy? No, he retired. So
Yeah. He went back to Ireland, didn't he? Because he had some personal problems as well, didn't he?
that was Faye. That was
Faye.
Yeah, Keith Faye. Yeah, he's back. He's still playing in Ireland now. I'm glad he's
I
back.
thought Murphy went.
No,
I thought
Murphy
had a
was
few
English.
problems.
Murphy was English.
Oh,
No, he's got a last heard about Dave Murphy. He's got a. We should do one of these. Where are they now? So,
Yeah, I know,
because Dave
sure,
Murphy
yeah.
last heard has now got a bar with Stephen Carr in Spain. So
Really?
yeah, that's what I'd love to head out there one day. Go. That's
Okay.
that's what I heard. Anyway, I don't know if that's
Another
actually,
good player.
Oh,
I love Carr as well. I think. It was a good
I love Carr. But the thing with Murphy's a bit like Spector, very good player at this level, but injuries constantly couldn't get rid of them in the end. That's what's forced him out of the game.
Yeah. Murphy retired last season.
Yeah, it's very sad because I think his last game he got 2 goals, didn't he, against Mill? He got 2 goals at home against Mill. One was a stunning goal as well. The only thing is with him, I said injuries and kind of in when he got to the Premier League in the Championship, he was the best footballer going. But in the Premier League, his knees just meant he lacked pace, and his lack of pace at that level, you're struggling a lot. Mauro Zarate, no, I think he went to Lazio after he left us.
Yeah.
Left us. I mean, it's quite a tough one. I would never have got the 5.5 one.
No,
the 5 million one in a million years. I'd be really struggling. I mean, yeah, as I said, I would have really been struggling.
Oh, and with Alvaro there as well. I thought Murphy was a great player.
Yeah.
You'd want him in your team.
Absolutely fantastic. He was brilliant. He was just. It was his actual. It was his technique. I've never seen left back play like it. He was unbelievable. But, selling another.
They want another clue.
Not yet. We've only given them one.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. Yeah, we'll go another 5 minutes, and we'll give them a clue. I'll tell you what we'll do. Where we'll go. Where are they now? What about the Carling Cup team?
Where are they now?
Where are they now? Let's start with the goalkeeper.
All right, Ben Foster's at West Brom.
Yeah,
came back the other week, but he was one that did get lots of cheers. Stephen Carr's running a bar in Spain.
Yeah.
Roger Johnson's in the pub.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But I think if I remember rightly, last time I saw him, he was apparently like just spent a lot of his time fishing. But to be fair, he's earned that much money. He can probably do whatever he wants. He had a few
transfers in his time.
Yeah, well, he went to West Ham and he went to Blue Hole. Was it the left back that went to Wigan? Nope.
No.
But with regards to like Lee Bowyer, he's now fishing all the time. But to be fair, he played for some massive clubs: Leeds, West Ham. Can't remember. He played for us. Can't remember who he played with. He went to Leeds, West Ham. Played for Newcastle. You know, he's got
played for Leeds a couple of times.
Yeah, he must have had some bloody big wages at some points and like. Oh dear. See another one I didn't even realise till the other day where he was. Barry Ferguson is now managing in the Scottish 3rd Division, which is practically like park football. Managing Clyde, managing Clyde in the Scottish. And I don't think they're doing very well either. But it's like it must be one heck of a shock to come from the level he's played at to be playing.
Another good player he was. I loved him. I think he's great. We had some really nippy sort of like bite your legs players in that team, didn't we? Really?
Yeah, but it was mental. But but see Barry Ferguson playing at that sort of level now and all accounts struggling. It's a bit of a shame, really. But
Zigic, we know where he is. We know where he is. Who else is in that?
Jiranek. I wouldn't even have the faintest idea where he
He's
was.
plays for Russian club Tomsk.
Tom-Toms.
Sounds like a 70s band.
sounds like a sat-nav.
Tom-Toms. Because we had a few random ones, didn't like? I wonder what Obafemi Martins is doing nowadays. You never hear of him.
Keith Farher.
He went to Ireland, I know that, because he had a few personal problems, so I know he went back to Ireland.
Can you research that, Obafemi Martins?
Femi Martins.
Yeah, see what he's got.
He's doing.
I will.
Because the thing is, never has a man done so little to gain so much notoriety, has he? Because that was the only thing he ever did. But he will be a blues hero.
He'll be a guy, one of the
guys
guys.
for the Seattle Sounders.
Oh, right, okay.
It's worse thing
And
to
the
do.
Nigeria national team, so still an international player as well.
Seems to be the where Dead Whales go, isn't it, or something? America nowadays. It's you go over.
Well, that's where Liam Ridgewell went, but he's come
Yeah.
back, hasn't he? And
Yeah.
but he was dreadful the other week, so he came back dreadful, and he had the worst haircuts I ever seen. He had he had like 3 ponytails. I'm not joking. He had like a big ponytail. He had like 2 little ponytails on either side of his head. I think David Beckham had a similar haircut like 10, 15 years ago. I mean, it's awful.
So have you mentioned everybody in that team? Then we've got Ben Foster, Stephen Carr.
We counting the subs as well because
we can go through those as well.
Mm.
Yeah, Stephen Carr.
he's now running a bar
Yeah.
Okay, Roger Johnson
in the pub.
Martin Gironat. We spoke.
Yeah.
Liam Ridgewell.
He was at Portland Timbers, came back, now playing for Wigan on loan.
Wigan on
Dodgy haircut.
Yeah.
Sebastian Larson.
Sunderland doing quite well for himself.
Sunderland,
Scored a
yeah.
great
Craig
goal. the other
Ferguson.
week.
We've
Still going
mentioned.
strong, isn't he? Larson?
Keith Fahey. We've mentioned. Craig Gardner.
Well, he
Mm,
came
know
back.
where
He
he is,
came back.
yeah.
Yeah, he came back the other week.
Lee Bauer.
Yeah, we know where he is as well.
Fishing.
Nicola Zigic.
Oh, we know where he is,
Zigic.
yeah.
I'll get the name right.
Yeah, Zigic. Where he is.
Subs
Picking up
were
easy money at
were
Blues.
Mike Taylor.
He was in the roast the other week.
I was like,
Absolutely, after the Wigan game. Yeah, he was in the roast.
all right. I was going to say where will he be now, but he must be getting.
He's.
on anyway.
I think I you remember rightly. He was doing some coaching, but
Yeah, he must be
I saw
40
him in the roast. Like he's. See what though, you don't realise how big like these goalkeepers are. So you actually meet him in the
He's
flesh.
big, yeah.
Oh my life!
Man Mountain, and he. I
Oh,
know you have met
blimey!
him, yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, he's not playing for anybody at the moment.
Yeah, right.
So,
No.
Apparently, Barber said here's Martins had to pack up football due to a knee injury, and Capo said that it's Martins the
No.
competition. No.
No.
I think we're going to have to give a clue.
well, let's guess with David Murphy,
David Murphy. He's retired. Obviously, he's packed up now.
Oh.
Stuart Parnaby.
I think he's at Hartlepool United, which is
Really?
well. They're doing really badly. They're like bottom of the league too by a mile. Like, I think he's there, so I don't think he's having a particularly nice time with it at the moment.
I'll find that. Yes, you're right. Yeah, Hartlepool.
One clue is that this player wasn't in that team.
No, he wasn't in that team.
He wasn't in the Carling Cup team.
He wasn't.
Just before then, probably.
He was an England under 21 international.
A name
So-
I can't pronounce. Jean Beausejour.
Beausejour, yeah.
He's gone abroad.
He went to Wigan and then
but I think he's gone somewhere else now. I think he's back in the Americas somewhere.
another good player.
Very, very good player. Very, full of energy. He was.
Yeah.
But he was one. He came on leaps and bounds. I remember Beausejour. His first couple of games, he was atrocious. But he just seems. It took him a while to set in. Once he did, he was. Fun.
Yeah, I can remember him being the joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, people making jokes that, want to waste the money and so forth. Yeah, no, it was...
He's playing in Chile
Yeah, I thought he'd gone.
Oh, right.
for Cola-Cola.
Cola?
Cola-Cola.
All right,
Yeah.
okay. I think we need to think of a clue then for this...
Well, I've just said England and 21 international.
Yeah.
Now we haven't had that many of them, so.
Kevin Phillips.
I think he's retired, hasn't he now?
He's gone by now. I'm just trying to think if there's a club he hasn't played for.
Oh, tell you what, he got around, but I tell you what, he must be one of the few players that's played for well over 10 clubs, but he wouldn't be unpopular at any of them, would he?
No.
He'd be
That was just a grafter. Well, he just scored
grafted,
goals.
scores goals,
Scored
flipping
goals.
quality,
Yeah.
absolute quality.
Cameron Jerome.
Well, we know he's at Norwich.
Played on Saturday, got booed.
Yeah.
And obviously the last one was Obafemi Martins.
Mm.
We won't mention the manager.
Well, yeah.
So I was going to say most of them have gone on to pastures new to better themselves, apart from
I don't know, half and half. A few of them ain't even playing anymore. It's a
yeah.
bit of a shame, but that team. Yeah, that was kind of the last time that team ever played together because a few of them got injured, didn't play for the rest of that season, and like obviously when we got relegated, they all got shipped out, which was a real shame because that team could have possibly gone somewhere if they just managed to stay up.
I think we've beaten them on this competition. I really do. I don't think they're going to get it.
Should we give them one more clue?
Give them a clue.
Okay.
Give them a clue. They've got 5 minutes.
He was signed, by Blues from Arsenal. So Blues signed him from Arsenal, and then we sold him to Bolton. Or I just said we sold him. I never said we never actually sold. Just said give you another clue there. You sold it to Bolton. Yeah. So if we don't get it now,
yeah. Okay. So he was sold to Bolton.
signed from Arsenal. So if you don't get it now, you deserve to lose.
So West Brom are going heavy in the market tonight. Now there's looking at Martin Olsen from Norwich.
Yeah, there's
£4
because
million move.
they've sold because I know they were going to sell Graham Dorrans there, so that might be part of a swap deal. That's the thing with these as well. The transfer window encourages up all these strange kind of deals where players swap and players like. Yeah, but I think they've all got it now. They've all got it now.
Look at that. All on 1 minute as well.
Maybe on Google, isn't they?
Yeah, they've all Googled.
Fabrice Wamba was the fourth one, £5 million from. Which actually, to be fair, player that tried his hardest, but he couldn't pass water. It's a good fee for him, that was, because he wasn't particularly good on the ball.
And I think we've got Capo on the line. Capo.
Is it Fabrice Mwamba?
It is Fabrice Mwamba.
Yes.
Minute behind there.
Well done. You've been Googling?
No, I haven't Googled.
Prove it.
I'll send you a screenshot of my Google history.
Right, okay. So what's going on in Capo world then, Capo? Anything exciting?
Not a lot.
We just read your rant regarding the West Brom fans and the team. You weren't happy.
Yeah.
You weren't happy at that game then.
I wasn't happy. Well, I was quite happy at the game. It was just going back to school, seeing all the Baggies fans saying they're the best, blah blah blah. But at the end of the day, you can't really call your team the best when you got outplayed by a championship side for 3/4 of a match.
Yeah, I keep forgetting you live over in Yam Yam Land, don't you?
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, it must be awful for you.
Yeah.
And Blue Harbour's just said he doesn't even remember that he was our player.
Yeah, he signed him when we went up under Bruce. Bruce
Yeah.
signed him, and then we sold him a year later after he went back down. So
Yeah, I remember as soon as he had that disaster as well, Bolton and Blues joined together, didn't they, for it?
Yeah.
Good player. Good player.
Didn't he return to St Andrews a year after his thing and come back against Bolton when Blues played Bolton?
I think he might well have done it.
I'm sure he came back and did a lap of appreciation or
Come on the
something.
picture.
Yeah,
Did he come on the
Yeah.
picture?
to be honest, it's a long time ago. It's quite a long time ago since it happened. 3 years. Because it happened. About February 2012. It was an FA Cup tie against Tottenham.
Yeah, I remember.
It's mental. That's been 3 years now. I remember it like it was yesterday.
Yeah, time flies. So what shows have you got coming up this week, Capo?
I haven't got my Middens and the request show this week. We've just got the Matty Addiction, whatever it's called, the Adams Addiction.
Adam Addiction, yeah.
Replay, yeah. Got that this week.
On Thursday. And that's at what time?
That's on Tuesday. We replay it on Tuesday.
Yeah, tomorrow, yeah.
Every week between 8 o'clock and 9.
And just explain the show as well a bit.
What, the Adams Addiction?
Yeah, for people who are listening.
The Adams Addiction I find very interesting because he talks a bit about Ibiza, talks a bit about the wrestling. He's got his own little football predictions that he does for about 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And if you're interested in house music, he plays some cracking tunes,
Yeah.
which I like to listen to on a Tuesday and a Thursday, so keeps me entertained.
So for all of you people into house music, it's Tuesdays to hear the repeat show. Yeah. And Thursdays for the original one, yeah. Good stuff.
I've just got some transfer news actually from Wolves.
Go on then.
Roger Johnson has been released by Wolves, and many fans believe that he could be on his way to the club to re-sign.
Which, to be fair, I wouldn't actually say no.
To the Blues.
If his attitude's right and if he's sober, because that's been apparently a big problem with him. But if his head's there, that wouldn't be a bad signing if it's on a free.
Is it a wind up or is it?
Well,
is it a good source or is it wind up?
This is off BCFC followers who have got all my transfer news off. They've all been correct.
I don't know. I don't know. But if he has been released, I think that's an interesting one for us because I know a lot of Blues fans don't like the way he left, but in terms of a short-term acquisition on a free, he wouldn't be that bad if he is sober, and if his head's there. But
and at 8:45 this evening, Blues were trying to sign Lewis McGugan before he joined Sheffield Wednesday.
All right, okay, and we've just had something come up on the wire that Liverpool have got first option to sign Damari Gray.
Yes, they have.
Well, I've just seen a cracking picture that I sent you on
Yeah, I've
Facebook,
seen that at a different source.
which is a front cover of a new book saying 50 bids for a grey.
50 bids for a grey, yeah. Oh, that's
Yeah.
clever, that is.
But how does that work? So what? So Liverpool. So if any club comes in for Damari Gray, Liverpool get the chance to basically match that. But why are we giving Liverpool such special preference? What's the? We must be getting some off them.
I think obviously something's been drawn out, privately, hasn't it, before this is all.
But I wonder what we are getting off them that makes us treat them
Exactly.
special a lot, so specially. That's a strange one.
And who's doing the negotiation? That's what I keep
imagine?
thinking, who's doing it?
That's what I've always thought. I mean, I know Panos is on the ground, so maybe he has something to do with it, but you haven't really got a football negotiator. So the next one would be the manager, but whether he negotiate a deal like that, I don't know.
Someone just put on Facebook, so Ricky Lambert could stay at Liverpool and get a few goal scoring chances, or sign for Villa and get no goal scoring chances. Yeah, go.
I'm going home now.
To be honest, Lambert...
It really worries me to think that they haven't scored in 10 hours.
Yeah.
It worries you, I think it makes me feel.
I think it makes you feel. I've just read that one, so I won't read that one again.
I just think on Lambert quickly. He's not what Villa need. Villa need pace. Villa need pace and energy. Like, he's a good player, but again, he's just another slow coach, isn't he?
Yeah.
Like, he's not gonna.
Yeah. Who was the player they just brought in that was on the bench the other day? Did he get a game?
Scott Sinclair wasn't it?
He
Scott
did.
Sinclair,
He did get.
Was he any good?
That was a strange.
No.
What
he had a couple of sort of runs and nothing like that.
Well, his career was on the skid. He's been on the skids for a long time, and now he's joined the Villa. It might as well retire.
Yeah. Has been.
Well, that's an opinion, isn't it?
Anyway, I believe we have come to the end of the show. And as soon as I get this queued up. Right then, okay then. So I've got the wrong song queued up. Hang on a bit. There you go.
Can we get somebody professional with it?
That's all going to be fine. Yeah, so thanks for listening. And goodbye from me. Goodbye from GA. Say goodbye.
Goodbye.
And goodbye from Nat.
Goodbye.
Good night.
We are the lads from the Tilton. We'll support you till the end of the day. We're so happy following the blues. We love you, what more can we say? Birmingham's the team, down at St Andrews. We are all supporters of our team. The chanted Super Blues, ringing all around. Now all you blue boys know what we mean. We are the lads from the Tilton. We'll support you till the end of the day.